Hi, my name is Ruben Carroll, and today I want to talk to you about how much power do we really have? We might think we don't have the power to change things in society, especially when it comes to the newly announced welfare cuts. If you read my articles regularly in Able magazine, you might know how often I encourage people to speak up when they see or hear of an injustice. Because, well, to be honest with you, it can often bring change. The power we have as individuals may be stronger than you think. For example, I recently took to social media after booking parking in London at an NCP car park, and they advertised it had accessible parking. I assumed that it was completely accessible. And they did, and when I got there, they had appropriate and accessible parking. But I found myself stranded because the lift that took me up and out of the underground parking, it only brought me to a floor where there was 40 steps to finish getting out. Now, as a wheelchair user, you can imagine this was extremely frustrating. After bringing it to their attention, they started changing their websites to give a more accurate description of all the NCP parking locations in London. But if only one person, can do that, can you imagine the power we have as a collective? Now, I recently attended an event at Inclusion London, which is a deaf and disabled people's organization, and the event was called Power Up Together, where we discussed different expressions of power. I want to cite a book whereby it says, quote, "Power is often defined only in negative terms and as a form of domination, but it can also be a positive force for individuals and collective capacity to act for change." That's a quote from a book called A New Weave of Power, People, and Politics by Lisa Van Klassen and Valerie Miller. That is because we often think of power over, as in the Prime Minister has power over the country. But it was refreshing to be reminded of the three alternatives: power with, power to, and power within, which offers positive ways of expressing power that create the possibility of making change and empowerment. They open up the door to forming new types of leadership and decision making to promote more democratic forms of power. Power to refers to the unique potential of every person to shape their life and surroundings. It's based on the belief that everyone has the power to make a difference. When based on mutual support, it opens up the possibilities of joint action. Or power with. Power with multiplies individual talents and knowledge based on mutual support, solidarity, and collaboration. It makes you wonder, instead of banging on the doors of politicians, what might change if we used our energy to build our own collective power? Power within is about the sense of self-worth and self-knowledge, the capacity to imagine and have hope, believing change can happen and that we can contribute to it to happening. Power to and power within are referred to as agency, the ability to act and change the world. Now, with the new welfare cuts coming, I encourage each and every one of you watching this video to start speaking up and to search a deaf and disabled people's organization near you that you can join collectively to collectively have power with. There is Inclusion London, which their website is inclusionlondon.org.uk, disability.co.uk if you're in Birmingham, and if you're in Manchester, gmcdp.com. I'll put those links in the bio below. If you like this video and want to see more, please press like and subscribe. If you'd like for me to cover a topic specifically that you're interested in, feel free to drop it in the comments. Thank you for watching.